Hey guys, now I'm taking over the vlog.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I've got some good news. We're continuing the M52 resurrection. Little bit change of plans, but I'll explain in a bit.
I need to stop. I've been doing too much. I've been running too fast. I've been testing my luck. I've been living cloud nine. I've been at it all night. I've been feeling so loved. I've been waking up lit. I've been making up shit. I've been spilling my guts. I've been feeling so blessed, but stressed all day. So I'm living out my dreams like every night. I love my life.
So here's the M52 I was gonna say, but no, it's an M50, the M50 non-Venus that I bought for cheap. The M52 block, I finally got the crankshaft and such out of it. And yeah, it's completely scored, as you have seen in the first video of that series. And basically it was going to cost over €1,000 to reline or put new liners in the block for the pistons or something. That it would cost over $1,000. So I said, no, I'm not gonna do that. That would be a bit waste of my resources. So I've been thinking, why not use this block? So yeah, M50 non-Venus 2.5, one of the best base engines, M50, M52 wise, to start a turbo build with. No Venus to complicate things, an iron block, so very strong. So yeah, the plan is to build this one into a 3-liter stroker instead of the M52. And I'm probably gonna keep this head. However, I'm still debating if I want to go non-Venus, like I said, easier, or go with the M52 head on it, because I believe that's gonna flow a little bit better, but I can be wrong there. So that I still have to figure out. But yeah, I've taken the accessories off. Everything is very crusty, as you can see. Well, I'm going to disassemble it completely. And today the plan is just to, the cover is already loose, and just to take the head off to inspect the cylinder walls and the head. So that's what we're gonna do today. So we loosen all the head bolts from the outside of the head to the middle to relieve the pressure evenly. Make sure we don't warp anything. Some of these are surprisingly loose, so I really hope the block is okay. Okay, so we've taken out the head studs, and now we're gonna take off the head. The spark plugs are still in, and there's a lot of debris in the holes, and I can't get them out. I don't know what the problem is, so I'm gonna take a look at it when the head is off. So we're gonna see if it comes off now. There she comes. Okay. Just like that. Here we have the old head gasket. And so at first glance, the cylinder walls seem to be okay. Just the fifth one, this one you can see is rusty, but luckily this cylinder has been on top, so I think this will be salvageable. So now we want to look at here the cylinder walls between the cylinders. There should be no cracks, also no cracks to the water jackets. It's hard to tell when it's dirty like this, but I think this block is gonna be okay, which is good news. So yeah, I'm gonna clean it off thoroughly, but this seems like it's pretty good. I'm currently letting the oil drain out of the engine. Some water came with it, and as you can see, it's or if you can see, it's quite sludgy what comes out. So yeah, as you can see, oh, that was a lot of sludge. So yeah, I'm gonna take off the oil pan now and yeah, inspect the block from the underside. So the pistons, they look alright, or I should say the bore holes. Just the cylinder 5 is a bit rusty, but yeah, as I said, this should be still good to go. Just obviously needs to be rehomed and all that by a machine shop. Have a look at this. See that massive amount of sludge in there? Damn. That wouldn't be too great if that goes through your engine. Yeah, this thing has been standing for a long time. Alright. So yeah, of course like this you can't really see anything. But take out the pistons and then we can have a look at the crankshaft, and yeah, I'm taking it to a shop to remove the crankshaft bolt in the front because I just can't do it with the tools I have here. So yeah, or I might give it a shot with that thing, but it's really weak, so there's no chance. But you never know, because some of these bolts on this engine that should be really tight weren't really tight, so who knows, maybe I can get it loose. We've got the M50 block here, M52 block there, and immediately I can show you a significant difference. You see all these holes to the side here, and basically, yeah, this is where our crankshaft sits. Crankshaft, bearings, caps, and the caps themselves are actually held in place with an extra triangular metal piece that's screwed into the block right here. And as you can see, the M50 does not have that. Just has the caps which are mounted to the block. So yeah, that's worth mentioning. So let's have a look into the cylinder walls. As you can see, the scoring, or not the scoring, the honing marks are still in there, which is good. I don't see any wear like on the M52 block. I believe that's yeah, obviously because this is an iron block and not an aluminium block. Here the 5th cylinder, which is the poorest of them all, but still no deep scoring or anything. Number 3, 4, number 3, 2, 1. Yeah, they all look in good shape. In the meanwhile, I'm taking a look at the E28 because so yeah, the diff is in. It works great. Well, I shouldn't probably say great. I mean, I can do skids, that works fine, but somewhere there is a little bit of play in the driveline and I don't find it. It's very hard to tell on camera. I should record it when I'm driving, but I don't know if you can hear it. There's like really the really smallest amount of play, and I believe I brought it down to, maybe it is a diff, but yeah, the 2 wheels, obviously they're welded, there's no play between them or something. I believe the play is where the, I don't know the exact name, the crown gear I think, or the big ring that drives the rear wheels. I think there's play between that and the front, yeah, the front pinion of the diff. Between there, maybe, but that's normal. There should be a little bit of play in it, obviously, because otherwise, yeah, it just can't work. There has to be some play, otherwise the mechanical components would just destroy each other immediately. But I think it's that's making noise, and it does concern me because yeah, there is play in it, but it shouldn't make that much noise. It's really a metallized noise. So yeah, I'm not sure what is the cause of it. Also, yeah, I've checked the driveline components. Everything is still tight. I retightened, or I checked if the bolts from the diff itself are tight. Everything is tight. So yeah, I'm not sure. It's not pleasant to drive like this. Yeah. When you're doing skids, it's alright, but when you're like turning at a slow speed, everything shivers really bad, and I think sooner or later that's gonna cause some kind of failure. So yeah, I'm just going over everything, but I haven't found it yet. I think there's also a little bit of play in the gearbox itself that shouldn't be there, but yeah, I should look into that as well. Other than that, yeah, obviously the welded diff, it's a lot of fun, especially on a rainy day like this. I went out for a drive. Now that this block is taken apart as well, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit what exactly the plans are. So what I first wanted to do is just rebuild this M52 into a 3-liter stroker with upgraded camshafts and a completely new engine. However, since that block is garbage, we're gonna start off from an M50 block. So they are quite similar, only this is an iron block, and so it's stronger than that aluminium block. So the plan, also gonna make a 3-liter stroker out of this engine with an M54 B30 crankshaft, with then forged rods and pistons that lower the compression. Why am I going to lower the compression? Well, obviously we're gonna make a turbo engine. I've thought about it a long time, but since I've driven in the Munich Icon Z21, the sound, the surge that a turbo powered car gives, it just convinced me that I'm going turbo. I just can't, yeah, I just need to have a turbo car, just so amazing. But obviously building a turbo engine is much more expensive than rebuilding an A engine to a certain extent. So this build is going to take a while, because if I do it, I want to do it properly. I don't want to do it half-assed, throw 5,000 euros at it and then have it fail on me after 500 kilometers. So I'm really gonna do this thoroughly. So as I said, forged rods and pistons. I don't know what brand. That's yeah, still a long time from now. And then basically that's the internals. Then the shore block, front sump, yeah, just all the same. Obviously everything that goes in the front will be new and upgraded to whatever it needs to be. All the sensors, special turbo stuff, obviously. Then yeah, multi-layer MLS head gasket, I guess. Yeah, just a stronger head gasket. And then we come to the head, and there I'm not sure yet. So I don't know if you guys remember, but I picked up a set of Alpina B3 camshafts from an M54 engine or an M52 engine a while back, with some scoring on 2 of the journals. I have to reach out to a machine shop so I can know if that damage can be, if the camshafts can still be used. If that is the case, then I'm probably going to use the M52 head from this engine. It lays over there, and put those Alpina camshafts into that head with the Venos and put it on here. If I cannot use those camshafts, I'm probably going to go with the non-Venos head. It's a big difference, but yeah, I'm still not sure, because finding camshafts for a non-Venos head isn't that easy, because yeah, you have no Venos unit, and most of camshafts or available camshafts second-hand will have Venos intake cam. So I'm still on the edge there. I would love to have those aggressive camshafts, although I've also already heard that that is not every time ideal for a turbo build. So I need to look into that further before I go crazy in my head about that. But so that's basically the plan. So either non-Venos, yeah, standard head, I will probably get it ported and all that stuff, just get it renewed. But also, yeah, I'm not sure. And otherwise it's gonna be the M52 head. Sorry for my poor explanation. And then when that is done, basically the long block will be done then. Long block means the engine block and the head on top of it finished. And then yeah, we're gonna have to go to an aftermarket ECU system, something like Link or yeah, whatever. And I'm probably gonna go with a Garrett turbocharger. I don't know, Garrett just seems like a good brand. I'm gonna reach out to them to see exactly what kind of turbo it's gonna be. It's gonna be on the smaller side. I want a small turbo with better response and more of a bit of power along the whole curve, not just a big, huge turbo with a ridiculously big surge at the end. It needs to be quite drivable with relatively good response for a turbo engine. It's still gonna be a track car, a drift car. So yeah, if you could make something like 500 horsepower, I think that, yeah, obviously on these blocks that is doable. But yeah, I want to be able to turn the boost and the power up gradually as I progress with my own skill. So I'm not gonna go to 500 horsepower immediately. Maybe go in the beginning something in the 300s and work my way up to yeah, whatever this thing can take and whatever that thing can take. Because for it to hold 500 horsepower, it's gonna need quite a bit of more work. But so yeah, I think I filled you guys in on the new plans for this engine build. And yeah, I hope you're as excited as I am, because building an engine, I think, is one of the most fun things you can do for a car, especially turbo builds. It's gonna cost a lot of money, a lot of time, but I'm up for that. As I said, the experience from a turbo car is just insane. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm gonna end the video here, so it was not too long, but I think you guys have heard enough from me talking about this engine. So I thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.